There's some of you guys that didn't. Start off with the main things. Rick George, Athletic Director of the Year. Wow, that is awesome, isn't it? He is doing a heck of a job with all the sports, all the programs here. Men's basketball team opened up with the tournament tonight. The women plays Drake on Friday. First time in 11 years both programs advanced to the tournament. Awesome. The ski team won the championships, which was awesome. I might start skiing now and get off the snowmobile. The tennis team is 12-3. Awesome. The golf, lacrosse, and track and field teams are off to strong starts as well. Spring game, April 27th. We're still waiting on television to see. We know ESPN is dealing with the draft, and we're waiting on probably Fox and still Pac-12 to see what they're going to do so we could announce this thing and get these tickets sold out because we're going to sell out the spring game. Students of the week, Nana Watson, freshman safety, Nikhil Webb-Walker, sophomore outside linebacker, journalism major, first guy, second guy, economics major, which is great. Okay, here we go. Now, I got these depth charts out just in case you guys ask me about that. Good to be back. Had two really good practices, and I'm so excited about this season. I'm excited about this staff. You guys just talked to the OCDC, right? They're really good, aren't they? Personable. Communication is tremendous, how they're relating and their relatability to the team. The staff, to me, is phenomenal from top to bottom. And I think we still got maybe one more piece that we're going to add significantly. But I'm so excited about what I'm seeing out there. Let's go.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Go ahead.
I got a two-parter, but I know you like one at a time.
Yeah.
So first one is, has it started to set in?
I like your haircut. Let's get that straight.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I like your shoes.
Thank you, sir.
Has it started to set in for you that this could be your last year coaching your kids?
Yeah, it's been. It set in quite some time ago. I mean, I'm a real dad, which means that we have a tremendous relationship, which means that we communicate often, daily, and we can't wait to take our son's vacation this weekend when spring break commences. So I can't wait so we can talk about other things in life that our plans and our preparations. But it's phenomenal. I think it's been a tremendous journey, and I think Shador. He played 4 games without me when I went out with my leg injury. That's it in his entire life, which is crazy. So I'm thinking about it. Also, and Shallow says every time I mention Shador to make sure I mention him, that he's in the first round as well. That's what he told me, to make sure.
The follow-up would be years from now when they're talking about what it was like to be coached by you, what would you hope they say?
I don't care what they say. I know what they're going to say, but you guys ask them that. I pretty much know. I know my kids like the back of my hand. I know my daughter, she just came to meet me right after practice with a big smile and a hug. That meant that she needed some money for the trip. So we just went up there and made that exchange and cut through the small talk, and that was it. You know, she's gonna get ready to depart in a little bit, and I know she needed some money just by her presence. Yeah, know my kids.
Brian Howell
Yes,
from Bold
sir.
Daily Camera. Also have two-parter, but would it be safe to say that going into spring last year, you kind of knew that a lot of that roster was not going to be here?
Oh, most definitely. You guys knew too, but it's funny that when I say it, it's a problem.
Well, but
You know, why is that? When I say what everybody's thinking, why is it a problem? Like I said some things about the offensive line last year. I wasn't derogatory to them. I just said I said saying that everybody was thinking watching the game. Why is it a problem? I'm just asking everybody. Why is it a problem when I say what you're thinking? I like that. So that's not my problem. That's your problem. Okay.
but
Yeah, I don't know about that. But you know, you got the power of the pen and now the fingers and all that. It's just that sounded really bad. But you have power. It sounded really bad. You have power.
so my lead into that is, I mean, you went into last spring kind of knowing
Yeah.
this is not going to be our team, but this year,
Exactly.
I would imagine, I mean, the group that's here, you feel much better about them. So I'm just
Truly,
curious,
truly so.
do you feel that you guys are going to be much further ahead
Well,
than
we
you were
already
last year
ahead.
because you'll have
You're
people
already
here?
ahead. I mean, at this time last year, we darn near just met everybody. We pretty much we had a gauge on everybody. We knew what they were capable of and what they weren't capable of. This year, you're just trying to make sure the pieces fit. You know what you have. You know the depth that you have, and you know several other pieces are going to be added as soon as the spring is over. You know that's going to happen this summer, and we already know. Some names you may not know, but we already do. So it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal.
Coach Kyle Newman from the Denver Post. So with Livingston, his experience with the Bengals, obviously Shermer, decades in the NFL.
Keep
How-
going. Keep
how-
going.
How do you see that?
No, stop.
How do you
Keep
see?
going. No. We got several other guys from the NFL. Keep going.
How do you see all the NFL experience translating to this
This-
year?
How can you tell somebody where to go if you haven't been there? It's hard for you guys to tell me how to get to your crib, if you hadn't been there, but that's where you live. It's easy that way, right? And it's these kids today, man, it's not how we grew up. My parents say, because I said so, and you took it. Why? Why? Prove it to me. Show me. Like, it's the show me type of young generation and prove it to me generation. Let me see your credentials type of generation. So when you compose a staff that pretty much embodies the NFL and where they're directed to, that is phenomenal. I think eight out of the 11 staffers either played or coached in the NFL, and that's phenomenal. Then you throw me in, there's 9. That's just tremendous to me. It really is.
Coach, when we spoke in Utah, one of the last things we talked about was running the football and the importance
True
and the
that.
emphasis that you were going to put on it this offseason. You
Yes.
told us that running the football was 1A and stopping the run was 1B, and you didn't know which order. How did you go about addressing that this offseason?
We were trying to address that. We were trying to address that along for some time now. It's like, as a coach, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know what you got. Just like as a man, as a human being, as a woman and a man, you know your strengths and weaknesses, and you know what you possess. You got to overdress yourself if you're not handsome, right? You got to cause a diversion and highlight yourself other places, and that's what we did. But sooner or later, they found the flaws, the tremendous flaws. But we feel as though we addressed a multitude of the needs. We could use a little more depth at the linebacker position, but shoot, the guys they're fighting their butts off right now. They're getting to the ball. They're doing what we need them to do. But we know what we still have coming, and we know how the situation that we're going to address. So I'm pretty good, not just with the starters, but the depth, because that's a tremendous asset that you need to play the amount of games that we plan on playing this year. It's not going to be just 12.
As a quick follow-up, sorry, Mike. Alton McCaskill, right, kind of shut him down at the end of the year last year.
Well, Alton wasn't ready. I didn't shut him down. He wasn't ready. Yeah. Alton wasn't ready, man.
So now, how does he look and how excited?
He looks good. Shoot, he looks good. But you got to understand, I can look at this depth chart and say, Dylan looks good too, right? like Savion looks good too. And a young freshman, he's tremendous as well. So, and we may add to that room as well, because you never know. See, the thing about coaching these days, you got to think way down the street. You don't just think here. So you just think, oh my God, these kids are wonderful that you have, but somebody's going to jump in the portal after spring. They're going to do that, and you got to prepare for that stuff. So you prepare for that as well as embrace what you have. So it's a different game right now. Totally different game.
Hey, Coach, Pat Graham, Associated Press. As a father, as a coach, you hear back and fracture, and it's scary.
Yeah.
How's Shador? How's he recovering?
He's good. He's awesome. He really is. He's recovered immensely. I think he's 7 times better. His back is. That's how many linemen we got, right? New linemen. What is it, 7 or 8? 8. He's 8 times better. I'm serious. Than his back is than he was last year. I mean, the way he's feeling, he really is. So we're good.
And then I guess just to follow up on that, would be he's projected as a high draft pick next year. What steps does he need
Shador,
to
let's
take?
just get this straight. Let's get the elephant in the room. Shador would have been a high draft pick this year. Okay, let's just stop the foolishness, and you get mad when I tell you the only reason I know that because don't you think I know people in the NFL? I'm sorry. I played for how many years? 14. Got a gold jacket at the crib, I think. I think I know some people. You know, the Jerry Joneses, Arthur Blanks. Yeah, I know some people in the game. The Roger Goodells, I know some people. So when I speak, I'm not just throwing stuff out of my head. I'm throwing stuff based on knowledge. So let's just get that straight. If Shador would have gone in the draft this year, he probably would have been the second. He wouldn't have been the first quarterback off the board. I think he had the ability, but he probably would have been the second quarterback off the board. Let's just get that straight. I had to vent for a minute. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I had to get that out.
What is there maybe something that you want to see him elevate just a little bit more?
Yeah. I want to see him just take it to another level. It's not something that I can say, you got to do better than that. Because, see, when I get on him, sometimes it's too premature because I go back and watch the film and I say, okay, I see why you had to hold the ball right there. I see, well, we blew a darn route. I think it was one of the games at the end of the game. I think that's where he threw the pick. We had two guys running to each other. You guys didn't even know that, right? We got two guys running to each other on under routes. That's why he had. See, you don't understand that stuff. That's why he had to hold the ball, and he digressed a bit, then just threw it up for Jesus, and the other team caught it.
Hi, Coach. Adam Munster, Tiger 24/7
My man.
Sports. Good to see you.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well, doing well. We had a chance to talk to Phil Lodeholt the other day. He mentioned that he spent some quality time with you before getting
Yeah.
hired. During that process, what made him stand out to you?
Shoot. His knowledge, his thought process, his the way when we met at the crib, matter of fact, in Texas. Just the way he came to the interview ready and prepared, and what he could add to the room. He just had a commanding presence, not just about his size, but his relatability to the young men in today's game, as well as his ability to recruit. Because you got to look at all that, not just a coach, can he recruit? And that's things you really got to think about now. And he checked every darn box and then some. And now to see him at work, to see how they respond to him, to see how attentive he is, detailed, and how detail-oriented he is, he's a gem. Thank God we got him, because he is darn believable, and those guys work their butts off for him, and he holds them accountable, truly. Plus, he was a dog, man. Like, he was a dog. Like, so all you had to do is go in the film room and just turn the film on and say, let me critique this tackle. He didn't even tell him it was him. Then you seeing what he does and all that, and then you say, oh, shoot, that was you? So he's been there and done that, and that gives him instant credibility in his room. But his commanding voice, and Gunner is doing a wonderful job, the assistant. He's been with me since Jackson, so that room is going to be good. It's really going to be good. Those kids are just nasty, man. They don't play, man. It was a fight today, good one, too. I told him when the helmet's off, you got to stop. You got to stop. But it was a good one today. God, it was a good one. I don't advocate that, but when it happens, I see you got that thing and you got that dog in it, man. And it was offense versus defense. They went at it today, man. And I like that. I don't like them to fight, not whatsoever, but I like that intensity, in a days that we're not even padded. So, but Phil is unbelievable, man. Thank God we got him.
Yeah, Coach, I love how you're raw, you're candid, you hold players accountable, but now after one season of coaching at this level, what did you see about yourself that you would want to do it better, a game day coach specifically?
Let's focus on this level first. You said that like this was like Jesus was on the field, playing. This level is this level. This level has players that are a little better on the front lines than it was at Jackson, but the skill positions, I think, are equal. Quarterback's a little different as well. They're phenomenal as well. But this level is this level. I played at extreme level. Remember that? Yeah, for 14 of them. So I understand this level. For me, in-game things that may happen, you can't prepare yourself for everything, but you try to. But some things that you want to change, just the thought process going into it. But it's going to be tremendous, much better communication. First of all, we have microphones in the helmets now, so the direct, we could talk right to the quarterback or right to the linebacker and get the calls in. That's going to be phenomenal. That's going to help tremendously. I wish it was several guys on each side of the ball, which would be tremendous. But in-game type of things, you can't be prepared for them, but you got to think through all of them. And I think we may have missed the boat on a couple occasions. But overall, I think it was a good season when it comes to that. But I'm very harsh on myself, much more harsh than you guys are. But we're going to win. I know that. You know that. We're going to win.
Hi, Coach. Taylor Sadusky with Buff Speeds.
How you doing, sweetheart?
Doing great. How about you?
She is awesome. We know each other. I came in there for autograph signing into a restaurant, and she was the hostess to the mostest and did a wonderful job. So I remember her face.
Yeah, glad to see you again.
Amen.
But I'm just curious, how important is it for you to know like the personalities and how your players operate to for the success of this team on an
Tremendously.
individual? Yeah.
Because you know what buttons to push. You know who's who, what's what. You know fundamentally how these kids are and what gets them going. And you know that from their visits and when they come and they present themselves. But when they get on the field, see, I go in the weight room and I sit there and work out myself, but I'm watching them. So I got to go on the field. I run, get my laps in, but I'm watching them. I'm watching how they respond to adversity. I'm watching how they act when they're tired. I'm watching how they relate to their other players. I sit in meetings often, watch how they relate to the coach. Are they do they pay attention to detail? I'm always watching to find out different things about our kids, because sometimes you get a kid here and he's so much more than you thought he would be, and sometimes it's the opposite. But you got to know that, so you don't put him in situations where he's not going to succeed. You want to make sure we put him in situations where they're very successful on and off the field. Great question, though.
Hey, Coach, Jack Harlow with the
Jack
Buffalo
Harlow.
Slayer. I'm back. Just with the incoming freshmen and the transfers that are here, just have you seen those new guys kind of mesh with, the guys that are already here?
Oh, wonderful, especially the darn O-line. I mean, they're everywhere together. I think Coach Rob took the safeties out yesterday. I think they went to dinner last night and had a wonderful time. But the coaches have established relationships with all the team. That's the most important thing, the coaches in the relationship with their groups. But these guys, I told you, it's always tough for older people to get along, not kids or young adults. They get along quite easily, especially when they find a commonality. Like who works hard, they hang together. Who don't, they hang together. Who does their homework and their schoolwork, they hang together. Who don't, they hang together. Like it's easy for me to know who you are when I'm in the cafeteria because I eat with them. I try to do everything with the kids. When I see what table they sitting at. If you sitting at the table with the knuckleheads that don't want to work, pretty much you telling me that's who you are. So it's easy to dissect that, but it's very vital to find that out.
Right here, Mark Kisla, Denver Gazette. When you gather this team now in the team meeting room, what do you see in that room now that you didn't a year ago?
Some dogs.
And as a result, I assume you see more talent.
Yes.
As a result, do you talk to them differently in terms of
No.
goals and expectations?
I don't talk to them differently. No, the standard is the standard, regardless of who's out there. These young men really understand the purpose and they understand the goals. Like, I think we had a message today. I don't know if Darius put it out yet, but we were talking about how we break down 100 players, and 10 of them, I believe we said that they got it. They know they got it. They're willing to work. Then I think it was 25 of them, Darius, that figured they think they got it. They think they're on the right path, but you don't know. Then you got another 20 that's looking to get out, but they haven't gotten an opportunity. Like I mapped out the collection of 100 young men in every room, not just our room, and where they are. But when I look out there now, I see guys hungry, eager, and have a commitment and willing to sacrifice whatever it is to get to the next level. And their goal is to get to the NFL, and my goal is to prayerfully get them there as well as their education. But these guys are different, man. It's some different cats in there right now. There's some different coaches up there as well. It's a tremendous difference. Going back to what you asked me about coaching, that's another thing that I learned. you got to really take your time and truly be prayerful to understand who's in your room and who you bring in. Sometimes you think it clicks, but it just don't click. It just don't work. And that's not saying a guy's a bad guy or a bad person, but it may not work for you. It may not work for me. And sometimes it didn't. That does not mean that they can't go somewhere and soar. Like the Atlanta Falcons, it worked for me athletically, but winning-wise, it didn't. So we went and we went to San Francisco, and it worked out tremendously, as well as Dallas. So some things that initially it may not, and that's what transpired a little bit with the staff and some of the players. But I feel so darn good right now about the staff, about the team, about the city, about everything that we're doing right now. We're on practice 3 on Friday. I think we're on pad up Friday because I think 2 practices, then you could hit each other. I know what's going to go down Friday. I really do. We may have to have the police out there Friday because it's going down Friday. I promise you that. These guys are a little different. Did you expect too much of them last year? No, I didn't. I knew my team. I knew them. I knew what we had. I knew what we didn't have. I think truly we could have put them in better situations to be successful. I think everybody, including the staff, wasn't built for the noise. What I mean by the noise, everybody's not built for the moment. You got to understand that. And shoot, we took the moment to the greatest heights. It was like, shoot, and we plan on doing that again. But everybody's not built for that stage. That stage comes with tremendous responsibility. And you got to get young men that are used to that and committed to that and want it and relish that opportunity to be on that stage. And they're ready to grab that microphone and hit that note. I mean, you got to have those type of guys that I feel as though the goal is to get 8 dogs on the side of the ball, 7 or 8 dogs that you know what you're going to get on a Saturday. And we got some guys that I'm happy about. Let me address something else that I think I need to address. I don't know who did it. I don't know if they're in here. If they are, you could just raise your hand like we did when we were in nursery and we said here. There's an article that came out that said I don't go on visits. Okay. My approach, it's totally different than many coaches' approach. Sometimes I'm a businessman as well, so I try to save our university money every darn chance I get. So for me to go to, let's just say I'm going to Florida and I'm visiting whatever school, IMG. You don't think those coaches are going to be a little upset if I don't come by the school down the street? You don't think it's going to be pandemonium if I'm going to get naysayed if I don't go another 45 minutes? Then if I go to that one, then I go, well, I didn't come to that school. Now the coach is mad, so he's not going to let the kid come because he's mad because I chose that, go to that school over that school. See, other coaches, they could do that, but I can't. I can't. And I've really pretty much done a personal survey. I really, truly, in all my heart, believe that parents don't want me at their house. They want to come see my house. They want to see how I live, how I get down. They want to see what I got going on, what God has done in my life. I know when I was in college, I did not want Bobby Bowden in my house because I knew after 7 o'clock it was going to be rats and roaches on parade doing their thing. So that was just straight up, honestly. I didn't. So that never transpired. That never happened for me. And we target mostly guys that's in the portal. When do you make visits to portal guys' homes? Anybody do that? Do they do that? I don't do. Anybody? Have you guys heard of that? I don't. I think when a guy is in his 20s and he has 1 or 2 more shots, he don't give a darn about the picture. He don't give a darn about the parade that you want to take him on. He wants to know, okay, how are you going to use me? How can you help me get to the league? And what am I going to get paid? That's it. That's the world we live in now. I have never heard one guy say, I chose this college because this coach came by my crib. Have you? It's different now. The parents, I love them, and I want to show them Boulder. I want them to see this and how beautiful it is and why I'm so eager and how much I love this city, in this state, in this team. I want them to see that because guess what? That's where the kid is coming. Kid coming here. Going there is just showcase for me. That's just blowing money. Just blowing a bag. Don't make sense. And I can't do the things other coaches can do. You know why? I'm Coach Bryant. And I didn't stutter when I said it. Shador, let me see. Shador, bring Shador in. That was a great ending. It was a great landing, wasn't it? Had to get it off my chest. Jordan, come on. Where's he at? How you doing? Where the big fella? Mr. Sapp just texted me good morning. I mean, good afternoon. That's what he said. Come here. Were you out there fighting today?
No, I ain't fighting today.
You heard what he said. I ain't fight today. I
Fight every play, though.
didn't see you driving somebody down the field 15 yards trying to push him and overly aggressive.
Well,
did I see that?
Yeah, that I did do. That was me. I take credit for that one.
Do you understand that difference, what he just said? Y'all didn't catch that. I just did that so y'all will understand the difference. This man is different.
Appreciate
He
you,
built
Coach.
different. Love you, boy.
Yes, sir. Love you. How you guys doing? Good morning. Good morning. It's probably the afternoon by now, though.
Hey, Jordan, Eric Christensen with CBS Sports Colorado. Just want to get your impression of the offensive line. You weren't here last year. Obviously, the O-line struggled last year, but you and the new guys they've brought in, how are you gelling? Coach talked about a lot of competition on that line. Just your impressions of the O-line so far.
Yeah, my impressions on the O-line is actually, it's been very good. I'm playing with a lot of people with experience, a lot of people with veterans. We got Khalil Benson. We got Justin, Yakari, and not only them, but Coach Phil, great person, great coach, and he's a 12-year vet. Y'all probably seen him here like a couple days ago. Who knows? But he knows his stuff, and this year is going to be different.
Hey, Jordan, Jake Schwartz, DMVR. Just wanted to ask you more about Coach Lodeholt, what it's been like working with him so far, and what you learned from him the most so far.
What I learned from him the most, he even when I do good, he finds something to pick out, you know. For him, it's not being the best right now, but the best in the long run, and hopefully better than him. 12-year vet, so he's very strategic, very technical, and he takes everything like very, very serious. Like the little things, those is what he looks for the most. And I think sometimes when you get like a big name guy, those little things kind of get overlooked. So with him, he doesn't overlook them.
Hey, Jordan. Brian Howell from the Boulder Daily Camera.
How you doing?
Coach was just saying that, some of the guys last year maybe were not ready for the shine, but you're making your announcement on Fox. You're, doing a lot of these things on social media. You seem to be ready for it. Do you like the spotlight of you? And you seem to have embraced it. Do you enjoy that?
Spotlight's actually kind of hard. Sometimes you get overwhelmed. I look at it as like a day-by-day thing. I don't really look forward, like, oh, I'm in the spotlight this, or I can't wait to be on the news and stuff. I kind of just want to work. And then with working hard and with putting your dedication to the sport, like the spotlight, all the Instagram stuff, all that stuff kind of comes with it. So it does get overwhelming, and sometimes you got to embrace it, but sometimes you got to know when it's like, all right, it's time to lock in and put that stuff to the side.
But it doesn't seem to bother you at all. You seem to handle it.
Yeah, I mean, it's chill. Coming from IMG, we kind of prepare for all stuff like that. So, yeah, we're chilling. Yes, sir.
Matt Smith, 104.3 The Fan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
You could have gone pretty much anywhere you wanted to, right?
Yes,
You had
sir.
offers all over, biggest schools, but you got the opportunity to come here, and now you're blocking for the potential #1 overall draft pick next season.
Yeah, he will be.
What does that fire you up a little bit more? That hey, look, I'm gonna have the you just talked about it's hard to be in that shine, but you will be. Did that fire you up a little bit more to say, hey, Shador is here, I'm gonna come play and protect Shador?
Me personally, whoever's behind in the quarterback position, I'm gonna block my butt off, But the bond that me and Shador have is it just makes you want to go a little bit harder. It's like when you have a connection with somebody, it's just kind of different. I don't know how to put it, I kind of get happy when I talk about it because we have a great relationship. And, like, the whole O-line, like, we all go out to eat. We kind of do everything together, like travel. And I feel like with him back there, he's so calm and he fills the pocket so well that he ultimately makes my job easy, you know? I still got a hard job, everybody doing O-line, but with him being so calm and him knowing how to move in the pocket, you know, he tends to just get it out quick and do his thing.
Hey, Jordan, Pat Graham, Associate Press, how you doing?
How you doing?
I guess going back to when you were deciding on schools, what was the view outside looking into this program, and has it matched what you thought it would be? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Honestly, my expectations weren't that high for when I came here. But now it's amazing. Like, we got Chef Carl. That's kind of like my favorite person. I'm a big guy, so we love to eat. So yeah, Chef Carl, he's amazing. Having the nutritionist that we have, and honestly, the people at this university, it's amazing. Like everybody just clicks. Like, we just click. And I haven't really seen that on a lot of my visits. I kind of been everywhere in the nation, from freaking Oregon to all the way back in Maryland where I'm from, you know? So I kind of seen it all, seen what every university brought. And right here, this was the best fit for me. And then Coach Prime, he's Coach Prime, y'all see. So who wouldn't want to play for him, you know?
Jordan, Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. You talked about Coach Loadholt, but the whole staff is littered with guys with NFL experience. What are some of those professional habits that they have given you that you've kind of picked up in your short time here?
That's a good one. I like that one. First off, tucked in shirts. It's not really mandatory. I do it myself though, cause you know, I just been doing it for a long time. So tucked in shirts when we go in the weight room. Making sure we don't got little wrinkles in our socks. He likes our socks just straight, go dang near touching your knees, you know. So, but not only just like apparel, like coming to the meeting 15 minutes early. You never know when the meeting's going to start. We got an 8 o'clock meeting that might start at 7:42. It might start at 7:53. So just being there before Coach Prime gets in, that's a good habit to carry on, because when you get in the league and you miss those meetings, now you got fines. So it's just like now you're being up early and being able to correlate from college and transfer to NFL.
Hey, Jordan, Chase Howell from Action Network. You talked about going to dinner with your O-line group. Were you nervous at all about how they would accept you, them being a lot of veteran guys, you coming in as a freshman?
Nah, I mean, I'm a good-spirited guy, so I kind of get along with anybody. If you're chill, you're nice. One thing I don't do is just like the cockiness, so nobody's really cocky around us. Everybody knows their potential and know what they're capable of, but as far as big-headed people, we don't really have that on this team. So the dinner was actually amazing. Good steak.
Hey, Jordan. Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. You and Shador have been on a lot of adventures this offseason. What has been your favorite thing that you've done with him?
Favorite thing? All right, it's actually not a trip, but GTA. We play GTA all day, and he has this thing where he's like, I'm going to spend $100K on nothing. So, like, we'll go, like, to casino on GTA. We'll just ride around on GTA, but we literally do that, like, every single day. So we'll be playing that, me, Justin, and him for, like, 3-4 hours a day. But as far as trips, though, I would want to say Miami. Miami was fun. We get to train, got to shop. It was a cool experience, and then we're always in the cold, so being able to have sunshine, you know, all day, it was amazing.
Hey, Jordan, good to see you, man.
What's up, bro?
When you are someone whose goal is to make it to the NFL, how do you balance that with being in the first spring of your freshman season and not getting too far ahead of yourself?
Just take it day by day. And it's always something that you could work on. It's always something. Me personally, I got a long way to go. So when people trying to think on the big picture, they kind of miss the stuff in between to get to the big picture. So right now I'm just trying to make it through spring ball, you know, just going day by day. And then in the long run, ultimately, my goal will be reached.
Jordan, two-part question for you.
Sir.
I know you guys haven't really put the pads on yet, but how do you feel like you've measured up with college competition at this point?
The game is faster. But Coach Mo in the weight room, he's getting me stronger. So, you know, it's the same thing. You know, you got better rushes, you got better inside moves, but you know, having good feet, having good leverage, playing with good leverage, knowing when to punch, how to punch, what type of punch, just the little things, just making sure that I know what type of set to take on this play, what type of angle to take. Everything. I was working out with some dudes in the league, and what they told me is just it's a game about leverage and angles, taking the right angle, having the right leverage. You have no leverage, you have no power. So just knowing like the little things in the game could elevate your game to the ceiling.
And then the second question is, you obviously came in very highly ranked recruit, which a lot of your teammates necessarily weren't, but they've got the college experience. So how much are you kind of leaning on some of those guys to teach you college? You can help learn the college game.
It's a difference from playing and not playing. Those guys been playing, probably 4 years, 3 years. Right tackle been in the Big Ten, seen it all. So me and Khalil, we actually train. So he just gives me point of views of like in-game scenarios. So because he's seen it. So I'm like a visual learner, and I like to learn from people who actually done it. You know, you haven't really done it. It's like, all right, you might know about it, but like, how do you know how it is when you're in the fire? You know.
Jordan, Kyle Newman, Denver Post. This offensive line took a lot of heat last year, and I know obviously you're new here, but what's your expectation as to how this unit can improve, run the ball better, protect Shador more?
We're definitely going to run the ball this year. From watching last year, that was kind of horrific, but you know sometimes you gotta adapt with what you're given. But this year, it's going to be a good one. We're going to be able to run the ball, throw the ball. We're going to do our thing, give them as much time as need. And we're just going to block. That's kind of what it all comes down to, just making sure you block your man and a not my man mentality.
Last question for Steve. Jordan, David Owen with The Athletic. What was it something that the coaching staff said to you, you know, in the recruiting process that sort of won you over? And what did you make of all the noise around early signing day when it didn't look like it was certain that you were going to end up here?
That's all right. So two things. For answer your first question, what made this school different? Every visit I went on, they told me how good I was or how best. Like I'm the best. I'm this. I'm that. I came here, Coach Prime. He had 3 things I needed to work on. He said size, your core. What do you mean by size? Like just looking the part. You know, weight room size. And he told me I need to bend my hips a little bit more. So I'm like, I could work with that because like right now you're trying to elevate me and I'm not even here. So it's like you're investing in me and you just want me to win. And I haven't even came to your school yet. So that kind of stood out to me the most. And I don't really like to have the yes men in your ear because then, you know, a lot of that is just gets worse. And then for the signing day part, we was in Miami. We just didn't have no Wi-Fi. So we couldn't submit the form. So, yeah, we just ain't have no Wi-Fi. So the form couldn't get submit to sign. And, yeah, that was crazy, yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good day.